What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News. Today, I want to discuss last night's UFC 314's co-main event between Michael Chandler and Paddy Pimblett. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly, help the channel grow. All right, guys, getting right into it. Paddy the Baddy Pimblett absolutely runs through Michael Chandler in their fight last night. Paddy just is now just on a full course, skyrocketing towards a title shot, 1 or 2 fights away. He's close. And, just with a victory like that, he just looked dominant, good, confident. Chandler, just could not find really much openings throughout the fight. He looked his age, especially going into the second round. You saw Chandler was quite winded. And you have to blame a lot of the time, that he spent waiting for the Conor McGregor fight, those very end of his peak years. But you saw the heart of Chandler, but you couldn't see his body react the way that he wanted it to. And Paddy, who just looked so fucking big at 155, long, sharp, powerful, and just that body triangle that he put on Chandler. Chandler couldn't do nothing. He could not get out of that fight and just got pummeled all the way to, and it sucks because there's all like the shade on Paddy, which equals now to more shade on Chandler, especially the shade that Chandler had going into that fight, and it just overshadowed the true talent of these guys. And I think Chandler, world-class athlete and a renowned career, right? And we're now seeing the passing of the guard a lot lately, this past year and a half. And I think Paddy too, he just looks better and better every single fight. He's sharpening up his skills, and the sky's the limit for this kid, right? And what's next for Chandler? I don't know. I saw Renato Moicano was on there. That's a good fight. I thought BSD, Saint-Denis, I think he would be a great opponent, but I know he's fighting Joel Alvarez soon, so I'm not really sure how that's going to play out. But I think Benoit Saint-Denis and Michael Chandler would be a great fight if they could ever work that out. And as for Paddy, listen, I know people are going to say I'm crazy, but I think Charles Oliveira would be a phenomenal opponent for Paddy Pimblett going forward. I would like to see their jiu-jitsu one-on-one. Paddy stuck to Chandler like glue, and I thought Chandler had a pretty good back-and-forth fight with Oliveira, even though he lost most of that fight. But, he was really going at it in that 5th round. I think Paddy Pimblett and Charles Oliveira would make a really cool matchup, but also what I think makes crazy amount of sense is Ilia Topuria. I don't think Ilia Topuria should get the title shot going up to 155. I'm not a fan that what he did, just kind of leaving 145 in the dust. It's cool that now we got Volk again as champion, but there's so many cool opportunities and fights that we could have had at 45. Jean Silva, Yair Rodriguez, all these dudes that he could have fought at 45. Now we're not going to see that. So I feel like it was too soon for him to leave 145, and I don't think he should get a title shot immediately. And I think Islam would honestly run through him. So I think Paddy Pimblett and Ilia Topuria, with their backstory, with all the trash talk over the years, I think would be a phenomenal first fight to bring Ilia to the weight class. He's fought at 55 before, obviously, because he had the Jai Herbert fight. But I think that would be as his home. I think Paddy Pimblett would be a really good first opponent, big hype fight, and the winner of that fight, I think, honestly gets the next opportunity to fight for a title after whoever Islam fights next. I don't know if he has anything booked, but nonetheless, what a great co-main event. Paddy, just showed up. I love that guy. I know he gets a lot of hate, but he shows out. He talks shit. He's funny. He fucking calls his opponents sausages and whoppers and shit. I think that's absolutely hilarious, and I think that he is a good guy, and there's no real reason to hate on him. And sometimes when the judges score a bad fight, they blame the fighters in the past, and I think that that's not really fair. It's like if I fought my best, and the judges gave it to me, I wouldn't want the fans to hate on me. You hate on the judge, right? But nonetheless, I think Paddy has a very bright future ahead of him. And for Chandler, I'm curious to see what's going to happen with him moving forward as well. But I think a BSD fight or maybe Renato Moicano, I think something like that would make sense for him. I think either of those fights would be firework matchups. All right, guys, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What do you guys think is next for Michael Chandler and Paddy the Baddy Pimblett? that's going to do it for today, guys. Mr. Mustache, MMA News out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.